Did you know that in Texas, if you take something without a person's permission, you might get a ticket or you could face a few months in jail? But if you hurt someone while trying to get away or threaten them, you could be looking at years in jail for the felony of robbery. I'm David Kiatta with Segura Kiatta, a criminal defense law firm in Sugar Land, Texas. And I'm here to help people navigate the difference between theft and robbery if they're accused of a crime. What I can tell you is most people do not understand the difference between theft and robbery until it's too late. Today, I want to walk you through those laws, talk about how prosecutors look at those cases, and how things can quickly escalate from a misdemeanor theft to a felony of robbery. Let's talk about a real-world scenario. Suppose someone goes into a retail store or a grocery store and tries to hide something under their clothes, or just grabs something and walks out without making any attempt to pay for the merchandise. That's theft. Theft is a non-violent act. No one got hurt, no one got scared, maybe no one even noticed. Now imagine that a security guard or a store employee tries to stop the person from walking out the store. And in that instant, maybe the person pushes the security guard or yells a threat at them to get out of the way. Now, that split-second act could have escalated this incident from a misdemeanor theft up to a second-degree robbery. Because the law in Texas doesn't just care if something was taken, but how it was taken. And that difference can mean just paying a small fine or facing up to 20 years in prison. Now let's back up and talk about theft on its own. Under Texas law, theft is taking property that doesn't belong to you with the intent to keep it. It's pretty straightforward, but what really matters in a theft case is the value of what was taken, or sometimes what was actually taken. If the item is valued at under $100, it should be a Class C misdemeanor punishable by up to a $500 fine. But as the value of the item taken goes up, so does the punishment range. So if it's between $100 to $750, that's a Class B misdemeanor punishable by up to 6 months in jail and a $2,000 fine. If it's over $750 but under $2,500, that's a Class A misdemeanor punishable by up to a year in jail and a $4,000 fine. Anything over $2,500 is a felony, and the punishment level goes up as the value of the items taken goes up. But here's where things shift: when fear or force come into the equation. According to the Texas Penal Code, the moment a person uses force, causes an injury, or threatens somebody with an injury, the crime is elevated to a robbery. And that force or threat can be while the property is being taken or while the person is trying to get away from committing the crime. And that's robbery. And robbery is automatically a felony. Now, aggravated robbery is a first-degree felony punishable by a minimum of 5 years in prison, up to 99 years or life. That's when a robbery is committed using a weapon or causing serious bodily injury, or when the alleged victim is elderly or disabled. And remember, for robbery, you don't have to have a weapon. A verbal threat is enough to have you facing 20 years in prison. Robbery cases are often built on small moments: tone, body language, distance between the alleged victim, things that may show intimidation or could be interpreted by a jury as a threat. Prosecutors will look at witness statements, surveillance footage, anything they can to try to show you were a threat. The truth is, it doesn't take much to cross the line, but if you do, the consequences can be life-altering. If you or someone you know is facing a robbery or theft charge in Texas, don't wait. Get an experienced criminal defense lawyer. These charges are serious, and you could be facing years in prison. Reach out to our office if you need guidance. If you found this video helpful, please like and follow us for more Texas legal insights. And drop your questions and comments below, and remember, we are here to fight for you.